Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So new day, new haircut, and new topic. Now, this is what today's topic's gonna be about, but before I get into that, I've got the car up in the air. I thought I'd maybe walk you guys underneath and give you a quick little overview of what's been going on. So if any of you just checking in for the first time, I'll try to give you a link to the previous videos where I pulled the stock exhaust kit out all in one piece, pulled the stock smog system out all in one piece, and then installed this aftermarket kit. Okay, so don't mind any of this. This is actually all in regards to today's video, but just a quick little boo here. So I've got new to me headers, BBK, unequal length shorties. This H-pipe is also new to me. I bought it with the headers secondhand. I had to install some hangers. They go to the stock location here on the transmission cross member because the other fella kind of had them here. I forget where the other one was, but anyway, they weren't the stock locations. And then moving towards the back, I've got a MagnaFlow Street Series catback system. Now, first impressions, beautiful material, beautiful hardware, beautiful everything. However, I will say that this system caused me a pile of grief during install to make everything line up and everything sit in its proper location. I mean, these little sections of pipe that go to the H-pipe between the muffler and the H-pipe, I've had them turned this way, I've had them turned this way, both sides. Like, I've been all over the place trying to adjust things. One, to make this dual hanger system that MagnaFlow uses. You pull the stock hanger off, these two 10mm bolts, and you put MagnaFlow's dual hanger system that gives you this hanger for the tailpipe, because that's the way they want to do it. That in itself is a very difficult task. This hanger is actually hitting the frame rail. I guess the nice part is it's rubber, so it won't be giving me any noises or vibrations, but I don't think it should be like that. This side doesn't sit on the frame rail and sits in a completely different location, as you can see. It's weird, and now just be forewarned, I'm not here to bash MagnaFlow. Like you can see, this is a very, very beautiful kit. I'm just not so sure on the fitment side of things. Another deal, so here you can see tailpipe clearance around the diff is very good. Okay, and take note of this distance here as the tailpipe comes into the muffler. This side, I don't have the same clearance at all. I'm lucky if I could get my finger between the diff and the tailpipe on the front half here. And now, it does clear when I cycle the suspension, it doesn't bump, but I know it's very close. And again, like I said, to take note there, like this, it's not as if the tailpipe isn't in the muffler any closer. And same thing up here, like everything lines up. So it's just, I don't know, the fitment's weird. I guess the best advice I could give you is if you're gonna buy one of these kits, don't expect to go out in the driveway on a Sunday afternoon and install this thing in under an hour. It didn't fit all that well. Tailpipes, this was an LX kit, so it came with a straight out the back chrome tip with a 45 cutoff. So I built my own tips with just the kind of standard GT dump and then welded some hangers onto them. I'll give you a quick view from the back. Nice and square. I think everything turned out pretty good. But anyway, let's get into today's topic. Okay guys, so a quick little preamble regarding the fan topic today. I gotta hand it to a couple of folks. I wished I would have remembered your names to bring them up, but there was a handful of people during my smog pump removal that caught this out of the corner of their eye, and I gotta hand it to them, good eye. So they were saying, geez, have you looked at your fan, your mechanical fan, the plastic's all cracked, it's ready to fall out. And I said, I'm responding to comments, you know, and I said, don't worry, I got one in a box, right? And it was actually all part of this exhaust kit and a handful of other things that I got from LMR. So anyway, I'm gonna show you this fan, and guys, let me tell you, like, it's hanging on by a thread. This car spent a lot of its life in very, very hot climates, and I think a lot of its life actually outside too. So a lot of the plastic, or like the, you know, plastic wire looming, you touch it and it just disintegrates. It's been beat up, and I think it's due to heat and weather. But I'm gonna show you this fan. Okay, so this is the stock fan. And actually, this is actually quite neat. Made in Canada. How cool is that? Back in the old days. Anyway, crack. Now some of these cracks, you can see that guy, it goes all the way through the fan. Right, that one too. This thing, look at this one. It's just toasted. Now it was still doing its job. The clutch itself, it feels just like the brand new one does, okay? But the fan was absolutely ready to let go. So now you might be looking at this and thinking to yourself, well, big deal, so your plastic fan breaks. Well, here's the thing. Your fan runs right in front of the radiator. And for any of you, I haven't done it in years because I learned my lesson the hard way. I got my knuckles wrapped with a crescent wrench. But radiators and the fins that run through them are fun to play with as kids, to fold them over and whatever, but you obviously ruin the rad doing that. Now, if that fan decided to let go, spinning at speed, in that fan shroud up against that radiator, rad would have been shot. Completely shot. I mean, this is, you're going on a flat deck type deal. You're stranded. So, not something that you really want to mess around with. So I guess, word to the wise, for what it's worth, folks, head outside and check your fan, okay? Just, if it looks anything like mine, do yourself a favor and buy one of these replacement kits. They're not a ton of money, $100-ish, 120 maybe, but honestly, it's going to be one of the better $120 that you spend on your 30-year-old car. Right, so now I obviously took the fan out already, guys. It's quite honestly not a rocket science install or uninstall. I'm going to run you through putting the new one back in. It's literally 4 bolts. Now to put this new fan together, this is a 2-piece deal. So the fan comes as one and the clutch comes as another piece, and they send you 4 brand new bolts and lock washers. I put a little bit of Loctite on mine, take a 1/2-inch wrench, tighten them up, and then they even give you a new bolt kit to go into your water pump pulley, okay? And now I'll show you real quick underneath the car where this all bolts to. All right, guys, so this here is your water pump pulley, and that's what your fan bolts to, okay? It's loose on there right now. So the clutch actually holds that in place. The only tricky part about this is you need to line, this pulley itself isn't threaded. It's actually, the threads are on the back side on the water pump itself. So you need to run your bolt through your new fan, through the pulley, and into the water pump. Anyway, I guess it's not that hard. You might need to shuffle this around a little bit. And now I've removed my belt, which is very easy to do. You just loosen your tensioner off with a 3/4 inch socket and a big breaker bar or something. You lean on it and your fan or your belt comes loose. I did that because I brought my fan out the bottom side here. I moved it up and out of the shroud and tucked it through here. And in order to do that, I got hung up. The belt itself comes over from the power steering pump here and droops down, and the fan got hung up on the belt. So anyway, I ended up removing the belt in order to make this a little easier. But I'm gonna set you guys down here and I'll show you me reinstalling the fan, and then obviously all you need to do is reverse the process and you can take yours off. All right, so we're back up top side now. Before you go putting your belt on or tightening anything down any further, I would just spin your fan and make sure that it clears everything. This is, the reason I do this is because as soon as you put tension on this belt, you're gonna be fighting the clutch in this fan. So this way you can spin it and make sure it clears your fan. Not that it shouldn't, but there is some adjustment in this fan shroud by these 2 bolts here. You can move it up and down just to make sure that when you don't turn the key, start your car, and your fan piles into your fan shroud, this will save you some trouble down the road. So all's good here, we're clear. Just from this point on, go ahead and put your belt back on. Make sure that it's square on all the pulleys, and you can release your tensioner. So now from this point, now that your fan's tight and your pulley's not going to spin anymore, just give the bolts on your water pump one last little bump to make sure that they're good. So just give you a quick look at the new fan in there. Looks a heck of a lot better than the old one, that's for sure. Okay folks, so yeah, not the most riveting install, but it wasn't necessarily so much about the install. That was just kind of bonus material really if you're tackling a job like this. It was more about pointing out what your fan potentially could look like. If you don't know the history of the fan, or your car's spent its whole life in hotter climates, hot or cold for that matter, I mean, just extreme temperatures can cause plastic to become brittle and break and cause you all kinds of havoc. So I'm just giving you a quick little word to the wise. Change it before it causes a massive disaster, and then you're replacing your rad. Who knows what else? Maybe the water pump goes on you and it just creates a whole mess of $1,000 bills flying out the window. So enough about that. A quick, massive, heartfelt thank you to everyone. One, for the channel. You guys, I thank you all the time, but I mean, I can't thank you enough. But for the rest of yous that are checking out me and the Infamous Projects podcast, thank you so much. It means a ton to us. We're so glad that everyone's enjoying it. I mean, I'm getting all kinds of unbelievable notes from people saying, thanks for doing it. We're having so much fun tagging along. It makes my drive to work that much funner. So thank you guys. As long as you're liking it, we'll keep doing it. So yeah, and I want to get some of you guys on there too, okay? So reach out to me, you know, give me the spiel that you're interested in and what you want to talk about, and we'll bring you on. I mean, it's the People's Podcast. It's the Foxbody Community Podcast, and we want to bring you guys along for the ride. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.